In this video, we are going to go through how to alter the frame and wall layout of a standard model. So if we click the left-hand mouse button in the center of these panes, you'll notice the edit area on the right alters. And if we just go to the drop-down menu at the top of the edit area and choose our Edit Side Frames options, you'll notice there is a similar division type option as we had with the rafter spacings. So we can change that maximum separation just to n equals, and then specify a number and change the number of divisions exactly the same way as we did with the rafter spacings. You can also choose to change the windows individually, exactly the same as we did before, just by double-clicking over the measurement and changing it in the window provided. And using these options here to specify how you want the layout affected by your changes, either by moving left or right, or again, you can move evenly in either direction. So I'm just going to undo that. You'll notice in the quick toolbar some icons have appeared when you click on the pane. These will also allow you to alter the frame layout. So you can merge panels to form larger panels just by clicking. You can merge it with the left, or if we just undo that, you can merge it with the right using the icon next to it. And you can also choose to split that panel back again. And finally, you can choose the option here, which will align your window frames with the rafter spacings above. So if we click this icon, you will then see that the window frames have aligned with the rafters above. So if we just undo that, as there's always more than one way to do this, and if we bring our cursor over the division between two windows and select it, use the right-hand mouse button to bring up the drop-down menu, and you'll notice there is an align function there too. And finally, just undo that. So by clicking the left-hand mouse button again in the center of a pane, choosing from the Edit Side Frames drop-down menu from the Edit area on the right, and then just back to maximum separation. Change to given separations, and this works in exactly the same way as we had before with the rafter spacings, where you can just specify them all in one go. So I'm just going to type these out in the box here. Apply it, and then you can use the split function, which you can get into using the right-hand mouse button here, as well as using the icons in the quick toolbar along the bottom. So as you can see, there are numerous ways to change the layout of your windows. Okay, so now we're going to look at changing the design of the windows. So we have a fixed pane. I'm just going to click the left-hand mouse button in the center of this first pane here. Double click and we get our panel selecting window. From this panel selecting window, you'll notice there are some typical frame layouts. And there is also a number of categories to choose from, such as full height windows with no dwarf walls and full height windows with a transom. And then you have door options and full height wall options. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting standard transoms in. Just going to double click on my desired style and you'll notice the window changes to suit. What we're then going to do is mirror that transom through the model. Now you can do that independently, one by one, by double clicking the left-hand mouse button in the center of each pane and choosing your desired window. Or you can use these functions down here within the edit area to mirror the transom through the entire elevation. So this one will copy it to the next panel, or you can copy it throughout the entire elevation. Okay, so I'm just going to move the model round to the front elevation, and I'm going to correct this misalignment between the rafters and the mullions. So I'm just going to click my left-hand mouse button in the center of this pane. I can either use the icon in the quick toolbar along the bottom, or I can click my right-hand mouse button to choose the Align with Rafters function right here. I'll double-click my left-hand mouse button in the center of this pane to bring up my panel selector, and I can put the transoms in either side. I'm then going to click the left-hand mouse button in the center of this pane, and we'll either use the merge function here on the quick toolbar, or I can click the right-hand mouse button and merge that way. Now I'm just going to double-click the left-hand mouse button to bring up the panel selector for this pane, and choose the door category to add in some French doors. Moving around to the final elevation, you can see the same misalignment, so click into the center of the pane with the left-hand mouse button, right-click to bring up the drop-down menu, and then use the Align with Rafters. We can start by putting the first transom in. Double-click the desired style, then we'll just run that through using this icon within the edit area. Okay, so we're just going to move into the Modify tab and then select the Windows tab at the top from within that. Notice there are some icons that will manipulate the style of the windows. And what I'm going to do is just add in some openers, and you can do that by choosing the opener style from within the panel selector. So if I just double click my mouse here, you can see there is a opener option available. So I can add it in that way, or you can use these icons within the edit area to add in an opener. Using a drag and drop function again, hold the left-hand mouse button. All the possible areas will highlight in yellow, target goes green, and release. You can then use a fixed option to remove that opener again with the drag and drop process, whatever's easiest for you. I'm going to put 2 openers on this side, and then I'm just going to use these tools here to spin it round and put 2 more openers on the opposite side to match. There we go. So if we just move round to the front, I'm going to click the left-hand mouse button in the center of the door, head back to the Design tab within the edit area, and you'll see the Edit Door option in the drop-down menu. You'll notice in here we have a drop-down menu that will control the color of your door handle. You can change it from the default of white to either gold or chrome. I've chosen chrome just to complement the anthracite windows. We can also change the frame layout to include a full height wall. So if we move round to the right hand elevation and double click our left hand mouse button into a pane, and from the panel selector choose solid wall, and then just run that solid wall through using the icon provided from the edit area. And now you can see that we have a full height wall. For more tutorial videos, visit the support area on our website.